What if the person you believe yourself to be isn't who you truly are? In this episode, I'll take you behind the scenes of my own awakening, the struggles, key breakthroughs, and the divine downloads that have formed the opulence mindset. Ever feel like you have to earn love, like no matter what you do, it's never quite enough? Or that joy always seems to be right out of reach? If so, this episode is definitely for you. By the end, you'll walk away with a simple but powerful gratitude practice to shift your mindset and start embracing the rich life you are meant to experience. So take a deep breath, get comfortable, and let's grow in the opulence mindset together. You're listening to the Opulence Mindset podcast. This is for those on the road less traveled, doing the inner work, embracing the process, and striving to live life to the fullest. I'm Chanel, your gratitude coach and loyal teammate, as we grow, heal, and evolve together. Thank you for sharing valuable time with me, and remember to wear opulence, think love. Welcome to the very first episode of the Opulence Mindset podcast. This is a deeply personal milestone, one I am beyond grateful to share with you. If only little Chanel could see me now, how cool I feel, how beautiful I've become, and how confidently I walk into rooms as my authentic, quirky, and often inappropriate self. It's been a journey. Do you ever pause in awe of what a miracle it is for you to be where you are today? I wake up every day so amazed and grateful, appreciating how far I've evolved from who and where I used to be. Life is magical that way. Experiences that feel unbearable actually turn out to be our most pivotal growing moments. This podcast is intended to shine light on those moments and offer healing tools that have allowed me to shift from a fear-based programming to see life through the filter of gratitude, revealing infinite possibilities. Discussions on human experience and the ways to improve mental health and self-esteem are honestly my obsession, mainly because my largest life battles have always been with an invisible enemy, a war within my own mind. For so long, I wrestled with the belief that I wasn't worthy of love because I felt like I didn't truly fit in or meet any expectations I was supposed to. I was the daughter who secretly felt my dad would have rather had an eldest son, the rowdy, sporty girl that struggled to relate to her conservative, feminine mother, the oldest sibling who had to always set the example, follow the rules, and be responsible for my siblings. I was always the tallest girl in class, awkwardly needing my desk raised to just fit my knees under. And I was a tomboy who hated dresses until fashion became a creative outlet. But even then, I was too worried about approval from others, not being able to afford name brands, and insecure about what my body looked like. And at church, every lesson I sat through pressured me to become a modest wife and nurturing mother, while the boys were out camping and doing cool shit I'd much rather be doing. And secretly, children scare me. I did everything I could to be the obedient example, all in order to win approval from my parents, lineage, and religious community. And this actually left me living in a constant fear because I didn't know how to think for myself, but I was also so afraid of doing life wrong. Then, on the outside of the religious bubble, being so sheltered made me feel extremely vulnerable, insecure, and at least 5 years behind social culture. I still struggle with the feeling that there's lots of things that everyone else knows that I don't, and that emotion is very isolating. I always followed the rules because I misunderstood approval as love. In my home and religious environment, there was just no space for curiosity, only obedience. And I struggled with the hypocrisy and confusion between what I was taught and what I observed. I was commanded in absolutes, given none or very confusing explanations. There was this constant contradiction of what gets me into heaven versus what feels authentic to me. Thankfully, basketball became my safe haven, my identity. the one place where my height and competitive nature were advantages instead of obstacles. But even there, I felt a lot of pressure from skills comparison and the contest of being on first string. It definitely cost me some friendships. I was a perfectionist fueled by the fear of failure. Disappointing my coaches and team would not only lose me playing time, but also my reputation for reliability, which honestly is my underlying need to be needed. And I want to be clear that this podcast is not intended to bash any religion or disregard any of the many joys of my childhood. I'm very blessed to be part of the family I'm in. This is just my story and how I've learned. And perhaps these are adolescent emotions that you may relate to as well. Because looking back, I can see that so many of my childhood misinterpretations were because of the church's judgmental culture and lack of independent thinking, not necessarily the gospel principles. And I know now that my toughest opponent was only ever with my own self-imposed expectations and fear of rejection if I made a mistake. And mostly due to my lack of open communication with my parents. Because somewhere really early in my childhood, I picked up a lot of shame. I'm honestly still working on understanding why I was so afraid of appearing weak, being a burden, and getting in trouble. I was caught between trying to be worthy and trying to be me, without fully understanding I can be both. For the majority of my life, I was people-pleasing my way into staying loved and avoiding hell. And that's what we're unpacking today. Because self-reflection isn't about blame. It's about clarity. And once we have clarity, we can choose what to carry forward and what misunderstandings have been stunting our growth. It is through the power of clarity, gained from self-acceptance, deep self-reflection, and liberation through gratitude, that I am here now, speaking freely, sharing my truth, and stepping daringly into my purpose. My prayer is for you to find this same freedom. Because the opulence mindset is about awakening a way of seeing life through the filter of gratitude. It's a mindset shaped by emotional healing, self-worth, and spiritual expansion. Accepting yourself as the creator of your reality when life sucks is not easy. This approach is about repairing self-esteem, not chasing outside validation. It's about shifting from survival mode to trust, from lack to plenty, and from fear to love. The opulence mindset is about using gratitude as a gateway, a tool to rewire your perception so we can fully recognize the value we already possess. Because true abundance is built upon a foundation of gratitude, which then transforms what we already have into more than enough. It is through clarity and divine intervention that I have finally accessed my key to attracting my soul tribe. And it is by opening the door with the sound of my own voice, building my business in alignment with my values and strengths, rather than being driven by profit and individual ego. I want my dream to support other dreams. This podcast is more than just my voice. It is a vision we are co-creating together. Your presence and input are sacred to me. Thank you for holding space for us to share this level of vulnerability. The fact that you're here means you're already stepping into your own knowing, and that we are aligned in a collective evolution. Podcasting offers a unique opportunity for deep personal connection, one that often feels more intimate than what we experience on other forms of social media. Through this platform, no matter where you are right now, no matter what timeline you're in, it's like I'm sitting right next to you, saying, hey, you're not alone. You are loved, and I want to help. Trust that the opulence mindset shift is supporting your personal growth and well-being. To all the listeners who follow along in this journey, thank you. I cannot do this without you. The divine love in me recognizes the divine love in you. May the eternal light of this shared experience journey to the great beyond in perpetuity. Until next time, wear opulence, think love, and so it is. Amen.